So inshallah we'll start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So we have been doing the ayats of Surah Al-Jinn. So these are the last two ayats. Ayat number 14 and 15 about this topic in Surah Al-Jinn. There are more ayats, but they're different topic. Also then going to the next topic, next mention of the Al-Jinns in Surah Al-Ahqaf. So we'll do one ayat of that. And these two are sort of related ayat, even though they are in two different surahs of the Quran, but the topic is related. So we'll do first a simple translation of the two ayats of Surah Al-Jinn, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing that a group of jinns heard Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam reciting the Quran, and they became believers. They believed in the Quran, and also they talked among themselves few things, and then they went back to their own people. So in this ayat number 14, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is quoting a statement among the jinns themselves. So ayat starts with A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that some jinns spoke to the other jinns by saying, wa inna, and that, minnal muslimuna, okay, among them are those who are believers. Al muslimuna are those who have submitted. This Anna, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. So this is Anna. Okay. So among us, wa Anna, and that, minna means among us, among the jinns. Al Muslimuna, there are some of those who have believed, who have become submitting themselves to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the meaning of Muslim. But wa minna, and among us, some are, the word they are using is al-qasituna. Al-qasituna means those who are unjust, those who don't do justice. Now here the biggest injustice is not obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not accepting the tawheed is the biggest injustice. And for that the word is qasit, and plural is qasituna. So this is what they said to each other. Then they further said, faman aslama, so whosoever has submitted, aslama has submitted or obeyed, fa'ulaika, then such people, then those people, taharraw rashada. Rashada means the right way. Taharraw means they have sought, they have looked for, and they are on the right path. Okay, so that is what the first ayat, this is a conversation they are speaking to each other. And then in the next ayat, a statement is made about the second group of the people, which is al-qasituna. So wa amma means and as for. Al-qasituna, those who are unjust people, or they don't do the justice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says fakanu, so they will be, they are going to be, li jahannama, for the hellfire. Hataba is the firewood, the fuel of the Jahannam. It's the same word which comes in Surah Watab, is and last word is Surah Al-Lahab, last word is Hatab there also, which means the fuel or the firewood for the hellfire. Hataba. So that ayat ends there. Then in Surah Al-Ahqaf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning about his creation, two kinds of creation, the creation of the man and creation of the jinn. And among both of them, some will not be successful. So this is what's being mentioned here. Ulaika allazina, such are the people, those are the people. And these allazina means people, means both among the jinn and among the man. Haqqa alayhim, it has been justified upon them, it has become true upon them. Al-qawl, the word, the saying. Fi umamin, among the nations. Qad khalat, those nations that have passed. Min qablihim, before them. And now those two nations, two groups or two creations are being mentioned. Minal jinni, of the jinns. Wal insi, and of the mankind. And among those there are some people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Innahum kanu khasirin. They are indeed those who became the losers. Khasirin is the one who have fallen into loss or khasara, and they became khasirin. So because among the creation of al-jinn and al-ins, man and jinn, there are those people who disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here they are being addressed as by the name khasirin, the losers. Okay. And then the ayats of Surah Al-Ahqaf continue. We'll go into that inshallah next time. So let's go back to the beginning of the ayat. Again, the same words that are appearing in the beginning, wa anna, and that means and that. And that. The next word is made of two words actually, min and na. Min has meaning among, and na means us. So when you write down together, this is minna written together with the shadda on the noon. Among us, and us is the jinn kind. The jinn kind are mentioning, the jinns are talking to each other and they are saying, among us there are some. Okay, so that is the meaning of among us. Okay, so the next word is al-muslimuna. Okay, so this word and another word is coming after that. It starts with these three letters, Sin, Lam and Mim. Okay. Salama, and this means to have peace. These are three letters, so they belong to the group of the words fa'ala, and we make it bigger by adding a group of word af'ala, so this becomes aslama. Okay, it's a different flavor, and the meaning is to submit. Okay. So when you say salam or as-salam, that is from these three root letters, because you are sending the peace on someone. But when you are submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is Islam, is from these four letters. So the flavor of the word changes here. Aslama and salama. Okay. Now in the group where there are four letters, and obviously it's a verb, it has some meaning. When you want to make a doer from these four letters, what we do, we put a meme in the beginning and keep these three letters together like that. Okay. And then we put some harakat, which is Dhamma, Sukoon, Lam with the Kasra, and this. Muslimun. Muslimun is the one who is submitting from af'ala or aslama. Okay. Also remember that when we put three fathahs, like this becomes salama. And if you put three fathahs, this will become aslama. Okay. By adding the three fathahs, it becomes the grammar of third person and past tense. So salama means he had peace. But aslama will mean that he submitted. Third person is he, both cases. And the past tense. The past tense is submitted here. And salama means he gave peace. Okay. So when you are saying salam to someone, you are using the word salama. But if you are obeying and submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are aslama. The person is doing the activity of aslama, and at that time he is a Muslimun. Because it's a doer, it's the one who is submitting himself. Okay? So Muslimun is one person who submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or he accepted Islam, because Islam is from aslama. Its plural is muslimuna. Those people who submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are called muslimuna. Okay? This term became linked with the people who followed Al-Quran and Prophet ﷺ. But it doesn't have to be limited to that only. Even before Quran and Prophet ﷺ, all those people who submitted to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are also Muslim. Okay? So Muslimuna, those who submitted. And when you put al before that, al brings the meaning of the. Okay. So this is what they are saying. The jinns are saying that among us are some or those who have submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So that is the title they are giving to among themselves. And in this is even before the Islam. Okay. So those who submit to the authority and will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they can call themselves al-muslimuna. Okay? So this is those who submit or obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so that is this. Now, contrary to these three letters, there are other three letters which starts with Qaf, Sin and Ta. Qasata. Okay? And the meaning for these three letters to be unjust. Okay? Na-insaf. Okay? The one who is not being just or doing injustice is qasata. and these are 3 letters. So the doer of this will be qasitun. Qasitun is a person who is not being just or doing injustice. So what is the biggest injustice? Is not obeying the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or committing shirk with Allah is the biggest unjust act you can do. Okay? So for that the word is qasitun. So basically what they're saying that all those people who do not obey Allah, who do not submit, they are qasitun, or plural is qasituna. Okay? So the plural of this is qasituna. And you can put al before that. Okay. Or you can also write qaf joined with the sin, and you can put a short alif there, which is the same word but writing it slightly differently. So that's what the word. Wa minna, and among us. Al-qasituna means those who are unjust. So you can regard Muslim and qasit as the opposite to one another. Instead of calling them kafirina and all that, it's a very nice way of saying you are not being just. Okay. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, now again, the next few words are separate than what we have learned so far. Okay? So the statement of the word can be related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put these words in their mouth and they are saying, which is faman aslama. Okay? So fa means so and man means whoever. So whoever. Okay? So whoever. And the next word we just did that, aslama, he submitted. So whoever submitted, okay, which means obeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and believed whoever submitted to Allah.
The tense is past tense, right? Is it past tense or?
Aslama, yes, past tense.
Here it's
Right.
is
Yeah, you can take the liberty of translation because it's someone who submitted in the past or in the future, whoever will submit or whoever submits. So this is just a translation, but literally it's a past tense.
To cover that
All.
wide variety. So whoever submits
Yeah,
is
yeah. So he submitted in the past, or who will submit in the future, or he is submitting now. So that's how you can translate it, because it's a general rule. It will remain same forever. Okay. So whoever submitted or submits. Okay. Now remember the conditional. It's a conditional statement. Man means whoever. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says fa'ulaika. Okay. This word, I want to spend a couple of minutes on that word, because a lot of time we don't do justice with this word. Fa means so. Okay. And the word is Okay, so just put here. And ka. Now, the pronunciation of, okay, first the meaning. The meaning is those people or such people. Ulaika means such people or those. Okay. So, fa means so, and ulaika means those. Okay. Now, how to pronounce this word correctly? This alif has a dhamma on it with the hamza. Okay. But in the writing, you see a waw there. Okay. Waw doesn't have any harkat on it. There is nothing on waw. Okay. So you cannot combine alif and waw. But the sound of dhamma is very light. Oo. If you pronounce oo like a waw, like a u, then you are pronouncing the waw, which is incorrect. So first thing you have to pronounce it lightly, oo. Don't try to stretch it, otherwise you are pronouncing waw. Waw is just written, it is not pronounced. Second thing, there is a lam and there is a small alif, which is actually full alif. Okay, you can write down these two as la, so like this. This lam and this alif. Okay, but that's just the writing. When you have a hamza after that, then the previous alif should be pronounced with a long mad. That's the rule of tajweed. So your pronunciation will be la ika. So don't stretch on this, but stretch on the other thing. A lot of people don't pay attention. So they say ooh, they pronounce this ooh. It's not ooh, it's ooh. Very short. But people don't stretch on la. They say laika. So both are the places where we have to be careful in the pronunciation. Okay. So that is the word fa'ulaika, such are those people. Okay. And these are being talked about, those who submit. Okay. So what are these people doing? Taharraw rashada. So let's look at this word. First of all, the second word, ra, sheen, and dal. Okay. Rashadun is the noun, and this means right way. Rashadun, right way. Okay. Now, this word taharraw, actually it starts with these three letters, and I'll go simply, a very simple way. Ha, ra, and ya. Okay. If I add two more letters in there, ta and a shadda, this one. This is pronounced as tafa'ala. So this will become ta, ha, ra, and ya. Shadda on that. Okay. Taharra. Okay. This is pronounced as taharra. Ya is not pronounced. Taharra means to seek something, to look for something, to go after something. Taharra. Okay.
So the root letters ha, ra, ya also mean to seek.
Root letters sometimes may not have any meaning, Sometimes only the extended words have meanings.
It just gives the form.
Yeah, just give the form, the template. The basic, because all the letters they start with 3 root letters. Okay? So taharra means, and also the name is the third person past tense. He sought, he looked for. Okay? And when you put a waw, it becomes plural. Like fa'ala and fa'alu, fa'ala, he did. Third person past tense. If you put a waw at the end, fa'alu, it means they did. Okay. So the word by itself means he looked for, and when you put a waw, it becomes they. They looked for, they sought, or they were seeking. Okay. What were they looking for? The right way, the guidance, the rashadan. Okay. And the word is rashadun, but it is coming as a maf'ul of taharra, so it becomes rashadan. Okay. Changes to fathas when it's coming as a something that work is being done on. Okay, that's a rule we have repeated many times. When you say khalaqal insana, the word was insano with the last letter dhamma. It becomes fataha because work is being done on insan. Likewise, people are looking for the right way. So the right way, which is the guidance, is something that work is being done on. So actual word rashadun will become rashadan with 2 fathas, and when you stop, you pronounce rashada. So faman aslama, so whosoever submitted. Fa'ulaika, such are those people. Taharraw, they have sought, they have looked for, they have gone after rashada, the right way, the guidance. Okay, so this will be Faulaika, those such people have sought, which is the past tense of seek, right way. So a rule is being mentioned here that whoever has submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he has gone on the right path, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will drive him to the right path. Okay, so but the condition is that submit. That is upon the man, rest is upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so this initiation has to come from the mankind. Submit yourself to Allah. Yes, I believe in oneness of Allah and I obey Him. Then Allah guides the person to the right path. So little bit choice is yours. Okay? Allah does not mislead anyone. He gives the choice. You submit, you come to me with the heart that has humbled himself. Then I will give the guidance.
A general question on this one. The words like Muslimun, Qasitun, Mu'minun are the noun form of the plural, and Muslimin, Qasitin, Khasirin are the verb form of plural, right?
No. Both are verbal nouns. Okay? Because they have been created by the verb, 3 letters. Okay? But the difference between Muslimun and Muslimin is that there is another word which is making it go into the state from the waw to a ya. Okay? And it's very simple. Let me go over that. If you have the word al-kitab, so the root letter says kataba. It starts kaf, Ta and ba, kataba. Okay. Kataba means to write. Okay. Noun is kitabun. Okay, we all know that. Kitabun. Okay. When you put kitabun means a book. Okay. When you put al, it becomes the book. What al does, it changes two dhammas to a one dhamma. So it became al-kitabu, right? Now you put a word before that, min for example. Min means from, huh? Okay, min is a harf-e-jar. What harf-e-jar does, it looks at the last letter and changes to a kasra. So this agent, min, which is called harf-e-jar, which is in English called preposition, has an effect on this word. Now this word was a noun, book is a noun, but this word was created by the three root letters. So its full name is verbal noun, because three letters are verbal. So the noun which is created by the verbal three letters are called verbal noun. There are some nouns which have no root. Okay, for example, something that has a name like a tree, for example, apple. There are no root letters of apple. Okay, so that is not a verbal noun. It was not created by the three letters, but it just a name came from somewhere, and we started calling this round thing as an apple. Okay, so that word is not a verbal word. Okay.
We tell for that, we say for it, masdar.
Masdar means noun, but masdar is that noun which is created by the root letters.
Yes.
Okay, and root letters are kataba. Okay, now look at this word, salama. This is where we started, right? Okay. This is three root letters and the verbal letters. Okay, we created the noun Muslimun, right? From this one by adding alif after that, but the root letters are still three. Okay, so Muslimun is one Muslim, right? Its plural is Muslimuna, right? Muslimuna. Okay. Now I'm going to put similar harf-e-jar there, or a different harf-e-jar. Let's just put min again there. Okay, min, and before that just put an al. Okay. Okay. So now this harf-e-jar has to act upon something just like harf-e-jar acted here, right? Harf-e-jar took the last sound of dhamma here and changed into the kasra. If it's a plural, it will take the last sound of this waw and change into a ya. So the word become Muslimina. Meaning does not change, only the sound changed. Why? Because there was some other word acting on this word. Okay. So when you have a plural has a waw in it. That waw will become a ya. If you have a singular, then if it was Muslimun only, they will become Muslimi, just like Kitabi. But if it is a plural, it will become Muslimina. Okay, so that is the difference between. In the Quran, you will see Muslimina, Muslimuna. Somewhere you will say Munafiquna, Munafiqina. Nothing is changing except that an agent, another word before that has some effect or impact on that word and changing the pronunciation only. Okay? So that is the difference. The word is still coming out of the root letters, is still a verbal noun, but it is plural. For plural, rules are different than
Both
singular.
forms are plural?
Yeah, if the word was plural, it never changed.
No, let's take two words, for example. It's not clear to me, that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
You have qasitun,
Yeah.
Muslimun, versus khasirin.
Qasitina. This, when you put min before that, min before al-qasituna, this will become min al-qasitina. Okay. So it doesn't have to, as long as it's a plural, which is made, there are some other plural which are not made at this rule by adding a waw and noon.
So khasirin down
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
doesn't have a preposition.
It's not only preposition. That not only preposition, there are many agents, okay, which can do that. And when we reach to this one, we will look in that. Kanu is doing that because it's coming as a maf'ul of that word. Okay, so when we come to that, we will go into the detail of that. But there are many things that modify the sound of the plural from a waw to a ya. Meaning still remains same. Okay, so that is this word. Now, then going to the next ayat, the word waw means and amma. And amma word has one meaning, and it's a full word. Amma means as for. Okay. As for. Okay. Now, how as for is used in English? I say as far as this thing is concerned. Okay. As far as you are. Okay. So something is mentioned and there is meant as for the other people. So that is as for. Amma. Okay. What they are saying among us there are two kinds of people. Al-Muslimuna and Al-Qasituna. But as far as the Qasituna is concerned, something will happen to them. So that is the Amma is being brought there. As for, and the word is same, Al-Qasituna, the unjust. Which is those people who do not believe or submit in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Something is being mentioned about those people. Okay. Now, the word fakanu is made of two words, fa and kanu. Okay. Now this word, fa means so. Okay. This word is created by kaf, waw and noon. And the meaning is to be. Okay. And we make the past tense, we put 3 fathas, and waw with the fatha becomes alif, so this word has come many times, kana. Kana means he, third person, a past tense. He was or he became. Okay. Both meanings, he became. Okay. When you put a waw, it becomes plural. And kanu, they became. Kanu, you put an alif extra which we don't write. So the meaning is they became. Past tense. We'll change some meanings also. But first meaning is that third person, plural, past tense. Okay, wow is plural. So they became. Fakanu, so they became. Meaning, literal meaning is that. Okay, so now the next word that we want to look at that is the word Jahannamu. This is the word. This is an ancient word. This is, maybe it came in Arabic from Hebrew or some other place, because they have a word Gahannam, which means hellfire. Okay? Gahannam. Yeah.
So the original word is not Arabic.
So it is not Arabic.
But Egyptian people always say Ga for Ja, right? That's what you're talking about?
No.
Jahannam to Gahannam?
No,
Oh,
no. They have a different.
Even the Bible, biblical thing, this the word is there.
Jah? Oh, Ga.
Not the judge, it says the ga.
Oh,
Ga.
really?
Gahannam.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's Gahannam is different. Concept is different that the concept that Muslims have about this word. Okay?
Is it same or no? Jahannam and Gahannam is not the same meaning of hellfire?
But according to the Jewish belief, there's no hereafter for them.
Really?
Yeah. They believe that once you die, there will not be a day of judgment.
Oh, this is a Jewish faith?
Mhm.
Oh, I never knew that.
But they think that if there is someone really, really bad among the Jews, he will burn in a fire for 2-3 days, few days only. Ayyamam ma'adudat, Quran uses for that. Few days, and then he will become pure and clean and he will come out. So that burning, little burning is called Gahannam for them.
Oh.
Okay? And that's after they die. So those who are really bad, they will get purified by little burning.
Okay, but they believe in resurrection also, they will come back? If not,
No, but say they are, after this life, they live another life. But not like day of judgment and accountability
Okay,
and
okay.
tell us what you did.
So in their book they don't have Day of Judgment?
No.
Mm. But
Oh, no. Present day Jews. Present means, I don't know how many 100 years ago or so, they took out the concept of hereafter.
Okay, but the original revelation was
Oh,
with
yeah,
them.
because originally they
Okay.
believed, because all the messengers, prophets
Yeah.
invited
By Allah.
to, okay. So here, anyway, that's a different thing. So here, the word is Jahannamu, right? Now, though in Arabic words, whenever some other word reacts on the words, its reaction always happens on the last letter, and Dhamma sometimes changes to a Kasra, sometimes to a Fatha, based on that word activity taking place. When we put a harf-jar on a word which is a foreign word, not Arabic word, it doesn't change 3 ways. It changes sometimes 2 ways, sometimes it doesn't change. Okay? So for example, if I put the word li before that, okay? Li means for. Okay? If it was an Arabic word, it will become, Dhamma will become a Kasra. So it become li jahannami. But this is not a pure Arabic word, so it doesn't change in the way that 3 changes take place, Dhamma, Fatha, Kasra, only 2 of them take place. So this will become, say, Fatah.
If it is not Arabic word.
That is how the classification is done. Some words which are partially Arabic, they can change only 2 ways. Some which are completely not Arabic, for example, Musa. In the Quran, you will always say Musa. But Ibrahim will change only Ibrahimu and Ibrahima. You will not say Ibrahim because Ibrahim is partially foreign. Muhammad will change 3 ways. Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin. Because it's a pure Arabic word. Okay? So, last letter always changes in some way or some shape by the effect of the previous word. But how it changes, it's a classification. So this word is still a jar. Lam is a jar. This word is still under the effect of the jar, but this jar is represented by a fatha, not by a kasra. This is still called a word a jar, majroor, but its effect is showing as a fatha, not a kasra.
So Jahannama is not an Arabic word?
No, it's partly Arabic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So instead of saying li jahannami, this is li jahannama pronunciation. Meaning does not change. For the hellfire. The meaning is for the hellfire. Okay. The word fakanu, we just look at that. So they became. Okay. So they became. And this is says, who are they here? Al-Qasitun. So they became for the hellfire. Okay. What did they become for the hellfire? The next word is hataban, which is actually made of 3 letters. Ha, ta, and ba. And the word is hatabun. Hatabun means firewood or fuel. And that is also the last word of Surah Al-Lahab. Fi jidiha hablum min masad. Before that. Hammalat al-hatab. So the hatab means hatabun. Full word is hatabun, which means the fuel or firewood that burns in the hellfire. Okay? Indhan. Yeah. Okay? Now, this word is coming as a maf'ul of kanu. Kanu means they became the firewood. So it's a maf'ul. Work is being done on this word. So whenever it becomes a maf'ul, hatabun change to hataban, 2 fathas. Okay. And when you stop, you pronounce hataba. Hataba, not hatab. Okay. Now, why did we pronounce hatab in Surah Al-Lahab? We don't pronounce hataba there. No, there we don't pronounce hataba. Hammalatal hatab.
Because it stopped, right?
No, we stop here too.
Oh.
But there will be one
Dhamma.
Dhamma.
No, there are 2 dhammas if you look in the surah.
I know you said before.
Yeah.
We don't
Okay.
pronounce.
So the rule is that if you have 2 dhammas, 2 kasras, fataha, kasra, dhamma. If these are the last letters, harakat, they all change into a sukoon. Okay? And 2 fathas change into an alif. When you pronounce, in your pronunciation, that's the rule of tajweed. When you stop, it doesn't mean you are at the end of the ayat, wherever you stop in your conversation, if last letter has all these harakats, then you pronounce sukoon. If last letter has 2 fathas, you pronounce alif. Okay? So in Surah Al-Lahab, there are 2 dhammas there. That is this case, so you pronounce it as a sukoon, hatab. But here it is hataban. So you pronounce hataba. Okay.
So,
So there are two dhammas there, huh?
In Surah Al-Lahab, yeah.
so you said rule is that if you have two signs, which is the two dhammatayn, or dhammatayn, kasratayn, or one dhamma, one fatha, one dhamma,
Yes.
then it changes to sukoon,
Yeah.
except two fathayn change to alif.
Yes.
Only in the last harakat.
Always last harakat is affected. Last word and the harakat on the last word is affected. And you said not only in tajweed, but by the effect of the other words. So that was the statement. And obviously, this is a statement that is either jinns are making, but they must have heard this statement from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or through some revelation, or this is a direct words from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because nobody knows except Allah that qasitun will be the fuel of the hellfire. Okay, there's nobody. Now, here is one more thing I want to point out.
When you say maf'ul of
Fakanu.
hatabun is a maf'ul of kanu.
Yeah.
So in other words, kanu is they're talking about they. They is the jinn.
No, yeah. They are first pointing to Khan is Qasitun, and Qasitun is a group of the jinns who disobeyed.
Okay. So here kanu is referring to the khasitun.
Yes.
Okay.
They.
They.
Who are they? Now here is one more thing I want to point out here is that the Kanu word, Kanu, and the meaning is they, and the literal meaning is became, right? And this is file, and this is the past tense of the verb. Okay, past tense. Okay, when in this time setup that we live, we have 3 time zones: past tense, present, which is very little, and the future tense. Okay, in Arabic concept, what is past tense? Past tense is something where something definitely has happened. The past tense is the time where something definitely happened, you cannot deny that. Okay? Yesterday it rained, you saw it rained, you cannot deny that fact. So the past tense is certainty. Future is not. Future may come, tomorrow may rain. So that is uncertain. Okay? So there are 2 time zones only there. It's certain time zone and uncertain time zone. Okay? Certain time zone is that
Fire.
which has gone.
Done.
And you saw it. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is promising another time zone, which is certain, which is the day of judgment. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is promising that. Tomorrow He did not promise that tomorrow may come or may not come. Tonight may come or may not come. Allah did not promise that. But day of judgment will come. So that day of judgment is a certain time zone that will happen.
But that is also future though.
That's something Arabic, I'm not using the word past or present or future. In Arabic, there's a time zone which things happen. That is certain. There's a time zone where things may happen, may not happen. That's uncertainty. That is our future. Okay? But after this future, there is another time zone that we know of, is from promise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the time zone of the day of judgment. That is a definite time zone. That is a certain time zone.
But that definitiveness is not exclusively reserved for the day of judgment.
It is.
Here is the example. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, وَلَتَجِدَنَّ many وَلَتَجِدَنَّ أَقْرَبَهُمْ مَوَدَّةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّا.
So that is a,
You will most certainly
Yes.
find.
yes.
That means that must occur.
But that is this time zone of this worldly time zone.
Yeah, what
Okay.
is
So that time zone, I said, may come or may not come. So if when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking that it will tajidanna, definitely that time zone will come. Okay. But what I'm coming to that, the other time zone that we have no comprehension, only it's a word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That time zone will come. Okay. And one of the characteristic of that time zone is definiteness. Okay. And past is also a definiteness, right? So for them, we use the same grammar, fakanu. Okay? So here, the meaning will be, they will become.
So the only difference what we have to understand is in our way of vocabulary is past is done, is gone, no more coming. But in the Allah's past is definitely certain is going to come. Yeah.
No, I didn't say that. I said that, forget about the word past.
Okay.
Something happened.
Yes.
Okay? You know it happened.
Right.
When something definitely is known, is definite, certain, right?
Uh-huh.
That's the one time zone. That certainty is guaranteed. Because you saw it. It rained yesterday. You cannot deny it.
Right.
So that's certainty, right?
Okay.
Is it going to rain after this minute?
We don't know.
We don't know. So it's uncertainty.
Right.
Right?
Right.
In our English, that is called future.
Right.
So future is uncertain.
Right.
Okay? But there is another future that is the day of judgment. Okay? That is a definite future. That is not indefinite future. That is not uncertain future. That is a certain future. So for that time zone, the grammar will be the same as the grammar of yesterday.
Oh, that's kind of confusing.
It takes time to comprehend that sense.
We can understand future.
Because
we
see,
understand.
the word is kanu. Kanu is according to our learning, is the thing that
Past.
certain, past, but it is certain. So another certainty that will be coming, we're going to use the same word for that.
That is seen in Hadith also, and Hadith Qudsi also. It is right.
Yeah.
A man came. He came with so many sins, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
to Jannah, for example.
Yeah.
It's all in past.
All past, grammar of past tense. Okay? For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will speak to Musa alayhi salam, وَقَالَ مُوسَى وَقَالَ اللَّهُ, and Allah said. On the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will speak to Musa alayhi salam or Isa alayhi salam. And the words are وَقَالَ اللَّهُ. Qala is said. But because it's a certain statement that Allah will speak, it's in the Quran, so we'll translate that Allah will say. So whenever you will see the description of the hereafter and the grammar of the hereafter, translate that in our grammar of future.
I think if we do not use the word time zone, it becomes easier to understand. Because that future,
No, future is very
outside of this time zone, there's no time. Time will also come to an end.
No, future is very understandable
Because we grew up in learning that there are 3 times.
No, but even the future from Allah's promise is akhirah is future for us. It's not
Yes,
past.
it is, but that is a definite future.
Right.
Tomorrow is an indefinite future. So you can say there are 2 kinds of future. A definite future and an indefinite future. A certain future and uncertain future.
Okay, that's much big easy. Future, because when you say past, that doesn't. I cannot comprehend past of what Allah is going to bring the day of judgment. Future, not the past.
But the grammar is of the past here.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. How do you justify the grammar of past to be used for a time which hasn't come yet?
Oh, I see.
That's why I'm driving that. So I'm saying that literal meaning is they became, right? But here you have to translate this as they will become. they will become the fuel of the fire.
Okay. In future of Allah's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So this will happen a lot when you start, just get pondering in the verses of the Quran with the grammar. You will see that for the day of judgment hereafter, not only day of judgment, but life hereafter, the grammar that we have learned in this world doesn't quite apply.
It becomes a little bit easier to understand if we look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wal awwal wal akhir, when He has conceived and seen all that will transpire and stored it in Lawh Mahfuz, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, so let me do this. Most of the words are common here. So ulaika, we just learned that word.
Yeah.
That means
They.
they.
Mhm.
Allazina, such or those. Or so you can say it is they or it is those.
So hataba, fuel.
Hatabam is fuel, yeah. Or firewood. Okay. So such are those. Such are they. Allazina means they or those. And ulaika, you can translate such are they or those are they. Okay. Then these letters ha, kaf, and kaf. Haqqaqa,
Truth, right?
okay, to become true. It's because it's a 3 letters, so it has to have a verbal statement in it. So it be to be true or to become true. Okay. And if I put 3 fathas and pronounce, it will be haqqaqa, which will be 2 qaf will become shadda haqqa. Okay. And it's a past tense. So its meaning will be he became true or it became true. Something became true. Okay. Haqqa is a past tense and third person. Third person is it here. Okay. So he became true or it became true. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is qaf, waw, and lam. It means to say and qawlun means a statement. Qawl means saying or a word. It's a noun. Qawlun is a noun. And then you put al before that. The saying, the word, okay, or the statement. Okay. And al will change 2 dhammas to 1. Okay. So this became, final word became al qawlu. Al qawlu, the word. Okay. Now, this word haqqa, it has meaning it became true. Okay. So this is a past tense and it is a doer here. Only in this word haqqa. Like when we say khalaqa, he created or it created. So it is a doer. And so let's go back because this is an example that repeats again. Khalaqa. Khalaqa. The meaning is that he, third person, past tense verb, created. Okay. Third person, doer is he here, right? Now, if I put a noun after that, and I'm saying Allahu, okay? If I keep a dhamma on this one, full word, Allahu, then it will become Khalaq Allahu, but
File.
what will happen that Allah is the file now. So it will replace He. Okay? Important thing is that this noun should have a dhamma on it. Then only it will replace the file that is hidden here. Okay? Same thing here. Haqqa, it became, and the al-qawlu is the word, which is dhamma here. So al-qawlu will replace it. So the meaning will be the word became true. The word became true. And the word in between is alayhim, is upon them. You can translate it afterwards. Okay. So haqqa al-qawlu or haqqa al-qawlu, both of these will mean it became true, but al-qawlu means the word became true. And
Outside of this, just pure grammatically, that's classical, it would have the same meaning if it was said. Haqqal qawlu alayhim.
Meaning would be same. Yeah. Just like here, khalaqallahu al-insana. Allah created the man. Okay.
So man is a maqful, Allah is a file.
Right.
Okay.
But this alayhim is defining something different. Upon them or upon you, or even if alayhim was not there, the meaning will be complete. Allah's word became true. But now it is being specified to upon some group of people it became true. Okay? So haqqa became true. So that's what I'm saying. Now you don't have to translate it anymore. It was hidden in haqqa.
So is a haqqa is from Allah. So Allah's haqq is
No, we don't know. This is just, it became true. You don't know who's saying that. You're talking about something became true. Like someone says it's going to rain tomorrow. Then if it rains, it became true that a statement was made and the statement became true.
But here, what is applying for haqq? Haqq is Allah's haqq, isn't it? No?
No.
Oh.
To become true is to happen.
So we don't know what it is?
Well, no, from the context we will know. But just the meaning of haqqa is something become real. That's all the meaning is that.
No, I know. In this context, what is this we're talking about?
No, then you have to see the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
What word became true is being said here at the end.
Okay.
That word is actually at the end.
Mm.
Al-qawl. But right now we don't know. Okay? So the meaning is that upon them, alayhim means upon them or for them. And haqqa means became true. And what became true? A statement. Okay. Right now we don't know what that statement is and who made that statement. But so far, a word has been spoken and it became true. Now again, this, if you apply in the context of the hereafter, then it will be that the word will become true.
It should be the word, right?
Yeah, here is the word.
Yeah. The word, yeah.
So if you take haqqa alayhim al-qawlu, it could be in smooth translation, the word manifested in them.
Itself upon them, yeah.
And then that
Yes.
clarify that.
Yes.
Is that specific?
Or the decree,
Yeah.
or a statement.
Is that specific to Quran Arabic or in general in Arabic? saying in past tense, but it means in the future?
Well, because the concept of the hereafter is the Quranic concept.
So
Even the people of Quraysh and Makkah did not believe in the hereafter. So for them, there was nothing after this life. So this whole concept of Quran and Islam is to prepare you for a day that will come. Okay, and then everything in that day is being mentioned in the reference of some day that will come. Okay. Now the next word, min. So the word root letters are alif, mim, and mim. Okay. And we know a word that we used, ummatun, which is ummat, we say. Ummatun means nation. Full word is ummatun, but when we say ummat. So used in Urdu also. A nation. Its plural is umamun. Is a plural.
This is a noun, am I correct?
Yeah, it's noun. Yeah. Nations. Umamun is a plural of ummatun. Okay. So also two things to note here. Whenever a noun has a last letter, is a ta marbuta, this round ta, it's a feminine word.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Like khalidatun is the word. When you start with khalida, it's a feminine word. So ta marbuta is a sign of feminine word. So that means nation word ummatun is a feminine word. And its plural will also remain feminine. Okay, umamun. So umamun means nations. Okay. Now put a fi before that. Fi is a harf jar, and fi means in. Okay, and what harf jar does? It looks at the last letters.
Yeah.
Dhammas
Changed
to kasras. So that's how the reason in the Quran is fi umamin. In nations. So this word that became true is happening in the nations, not something that happening in one place, but in all the nations, all the communities that live or will live in this world. Some word has been stated, some statement has been made, which will become true. Okay, so here the word is in nations or in communities. Okay. Okay, now here is one next word. But the word qad is means surely. Simple. When you want to bring some definiteness, you use the word surely, qad. Okay?
So that takes care of this, like inna, right? Inna is also surely.
Yeah, certainly, yeah. But qad comes when something but past is being talked about. Okay? So now the word kha, lam, and waw, root letters. Okay? The meaning is to pass by or to pass away. Kha, lam, and waw. Okay? So when something goes away, it becomes empty, right? So that's the reason we say the khala.
Yeah.
The word khala,
Empty, yeah.
vacuum, emptiness. Okay, but that's the meaning. Now, if you have these three letters, fa, and lam, fa'ala means to do. Okay? And when we put a fataha on each of them, it is the grammar of third person past tense. He did. Okay. If I add a ta at the end, fa'alat. This brings the meaning of feminine. She did. Okay? Fa'alat, she did. So that's the difference between the grammar of feminine versus masculine. Okay? Now, I apply this on these three letters. Okay? Waw is a weak letter. So when you make the grammar using this one, the sound of waw goes away or waw goes away. So it remains like two letters. So it becomes khalat.
Where is that coming from?
That's what I'm saying, that's a she.
No, here, ka, lam, wow, there is no ta. So even though
No, but there's a ta in the Quran.
so replace, okay.
So you use these words and you make the grammar of she passed away. So that will be khalat. Waw is a weak letter, it doesn't pronounce. She passed away. What is we're talking about she passed away? We just said that the nations is a feminine word. Umamun or umamin is a feminine group. So we have to use the grammar of the past tense. So the meaning will be the nations passed away. Okay. Umamin, the nations, qad khalat, passed away. So those nations who have already gone from this world, they came and they lived. About those nations, some word has become true. Qad khalat, they have definitely gone. Okay? So meaning will be the nations passed away. The communities that came and lived and gone.
So in nations, bygone
Bygone, yes.
would be the.
Yes, bygone. Yeah. Okay. So you can make simple meaning first. Gone. Okay. Bygone. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that among the nations which have gone, which means they came to live in this world and they are gone. In those nations, there was a word of Allah, al-qawl, that became true or that will become true. Okay? Now, little bit more specific definitions of nations being mentioned here.
So what do you mean by passed away? I mean, gone away. What is we talking about? Gone is the word of Allah. What is
No,
this?
the nations came and went.
Nations came and went. Okay.
Yeah, because this is word coming is with umamun, umamin, qad khalat, the nations that went away, passed away. So we are doing the same thing here. Instead of she, we are replacing the nations. Okay. So what happened to them? Now, little bit more specific statement is being made. Min qablihim. Qabl means before.
The one who came before
Before them.
them.
Okay. So before them is maybe them are the people who are first this Quran is being recited. Because and them for us is we. So however you do, the way the day Quran is being revealed, at that time those people who are there, before these people, whatever nations came and went, this ayat is talking about them.
You mean before Quran revealed, whatever nations,
Before whoever these people are, whom means they.
right?
Okay, so if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's Quran is talking about the people of Makkah, then he's saying before these people,
Okay.
there were many nations that came and they lived on this earth and they're gone. But one thing happened, that a word of Allah that was spoken about the nations became true for them, it will become true for you also, and for those who will be coming after you. Okay?
So in this, logically, min qablihim doesn't apply to the qasitun of the previous ayah?
No, but the thing is that surah ended there, Surah Jinn. This is the Surah Al-Ahqaf. Totally different topic right now.
So in other words, when Quran is revealed on Makkans at that time,
Yeah, let's make a point. Yeah,
the
reference.
nations were before
Right.
the revelation.
Mm.
That's what they're referring to.
Yes. Yes, exactly. That something happened to these nations. Okay, what happened to the nations? Allah has said a word about, maybe on the beginning of Allah spoke a word about these nations, that something will happen. And it's actually, it becomes clear at the end. What was that word? Okay. So far we say min qablihim, before them. Okay. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is defining these nations. Who were the people in the nations? Okay, which is minal jinni, the nations of the jinns, wal insi, and the nations of the people. So two creations were sent to live on in this world. They were being tested. Their generations came, their nations came, and they went away. Some people obeyed, some people disobeyed among those nations. So the nations now is being not only for the people, but for the jinns also. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing both creations here. Okay. So this is a simple word. Min means from, and al-jinno became al-jinni because min is a harf jar, and min is also applying to inso, so it became insi. Okay. So from.
So Allah is addressing from both, for both jinns and
Yes.
as a nation.
Yeah, or communities of theirs, okay, of or among the jinns and wa means and, al means the man. The communities of the jinns and the man, or the people of jinns and people of man. Okay. So up to this point, a part of the statement is covered here. Okay. Next three words is clarifying the qawl, al-qawl, the statement, the word. Okay. Which is
Innahum.
innahum kanu khasireen.
So Innahum is addressing to these men
Yes,
and
indeed they.
men and jinns.
Yes, indeed they. This word whom is pointing to the nations or the communities of jinn and mankind. What happened to them? Kanu, they became or they were. Okay, so what?
Lost.
Yeah.
Losers.
Right. So what is the word here?
Khasara.
Khasara means to lose. Okay. Khasara means to lose something or to something goes away. The one who loses is khasir. Khasirun, like abidun, sajidun. File. Doer. Okay. Loser. Okay. Its plural is khasiruna, like sajiduna, hamiduna, khasiruna, losers. Okay. Now, the word before that is kanu Okay. What is the meaning of Kanu? They were or they became. Right? They became. Okay. They, whoever they are, people of the nations, became is a past tense. Okay. So this is a fail, and this is the file. They, doer, right? Okay. Now, important thing. I want to go back and write down this thing. Khalaqa. What's the word? Means he created. And if I have the word al-insan after that, Insan. Okay. And if I keep the last letter as Dhamma here, okay, the word means the man, right? So if I keep Dhamma there, what this Dhamma will do, it will kill the he, right? And the meaning will be the man created, right? But if I change this to a fatah, khalaqal insana. So what will happen? I cannot do this anymore. I cannot kill this he. The meaning will be he created the man. Okay, so just by changing these two makes a big difference in the meaning. Okay. So now this word man is a maf'ul with a fatah. See, when I have a fatah there, okay, I'm going to write down it this way.
But without
When,
changing.
let's say, when there was a dhamma there, right? This word became a file. Why? Because it took out the he and became file himself, doer, right? But if I have fatah, this became maf'ul. That's the importance of this changing dhamma and fatah. Maf'ul is the one on whom work is being done, right? So he created the man, maf'ul, the one work is being done on. This is very important concept here. It will keep coming repeatedly in the Quran, and you have to make it the right way, otherwise the meaning will change.
So if it's a dhamma, it's a man.
It's a file.
Yeah.
So what will file do? It will replace the other file
Right.
here, which was a
So-
pronoun.
So Allah created the man.
Whatever he, whoever, the meaning, no.
He created when
No,
the
no.
dhamma. With a dhamma, I'm talking. The dhamma is the file.
No, if the word is dhamma, then the meaning will be the man created. Because he is gone now. The word the man replaced he. That is what the whole concept is here.
I think with the use
Created
of
by what? Created by Allah, right?
The man created a building, a drawing.
Oh.
So what's wrong in that? Okay.
I think the use of English words subject and
Object, yeah.
will make
Which is
it-
file maf'ul. The doer and the work being done on. Very important concept.
He created it.
We don't know what created.
Yeah, so there's he and
The only thing
object
is,
and the subject.
right. In this case, if I have a maf'ul with a fatah, then it will be he created the man, right? If it is a dhamma means that he will go away, and the meaning will be the man created. Completely reverse situation. Okay, so we have always to look at this the harakat on the last letter, because that mispronouncing, Now, I use the word insan, so you can play around with that word. If the word Allah was there, okay, it will become very, very different. Even to pronounce that way, to read it wrong will be big change in the meaning. Okay?
So it creates an impossible situation. You couldn't have khalaq Allah,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Couldn't say that.
yeah, couldn't even say that.
So in Arabic, how would you say? I understand that khalaqal insanu, which is the man. Allah. He created.
Don't bring the word Allah.
Okay.
Let's just keep the khalaq and insan here.
Khalaqal insanu with
Yeah.
the dhamma.
Yeah.
So he created the man.
No,
No,
that's what I'm
khalaqal
saying.
insanu with the
Okay,
dhamma.
one more thing I'm going to do. When it is file,
Uh-huh.
okay, so this file is going to go and kill this he. Okay,
Okay.
that's all.
So the man created.
The man created. He created a drawing. Okay, simple. Okay. But if you have a fataha,
Okay.
then I cannot apply this arrow here. And the word is the man. No, he created the man.
So how would you say in Arabic then? This khalaqal insanu.
Khalaqal insana and khalaqal insano.
No, in
Either
maf'ul.
you're pronouncing fatah or dhamma.
Maf'ul is khalaqal insana. Okay.
Yeah,
Khalaqal insanu.
yeah, that's all. Okay. It has come, and that's the reason I keep repeating that it should be very clear in our minds when we are reading the Quran. Okay, because it changes the meaning a lot. Okay, so here, so we went to this discussion of file and maf'ul. Okay, now let's apply to this word. Just like insana and insano are two different situations, right? For a plural, the situation is khasiruna and khasirina, right? So the other possibility here is that waw and waw is replaced by a ya. Okay. So now, if it was khasirina, it will mean they became losers.
The difference is the same thing, ru or e, right? Either ru or we is a plural. Either khasiruna, meaning is the same.
Meaning is the same, but well, insano or insana, what's the difference in that?
Oh, file and maf'ul. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so the same thing is happening here.
Oh,
Same rule, this is a plural, that was a singular word. Except in singular you just play with fatha and dhamma, and in plural you play with waw and ya. Khasiruna, khasirina.
okay.
Rest everything is same.
So the runa is referred to file.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. So if you leave the khasiruna, the meaning will be khasiruna became, the losers became. But if you change to a kasra, they became losers.
So khasiruna would have meant they caused loss. As opposed
Yes,
to the
instead of themselves becoming losers. Okay. So that was the word, that was the al-qawl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That, okay, now if you apply for the hereafter, the meaning will be they will become losers. Kanu will be translated as the future.
But it's already decided. It's not going to change. It's certain.
Yes, it is certain. So that's why if the loss and gain is going to happen in the hereafter, then the Kanu will be translated, not that they became, they will become losers there. They may have been successful in this world with all the blessings, but the loss will show up on the day of judgment. Okay? So the word is
That's so important. Oh my goodness.
Innahum, indeed they. Inna means indeed. They and Kanu became or will become. Okay. And losers. And actually the word is a khasirina. When you pronounce khasirin. Okay, in the Quran it is with a fatah on the noon. But when you stop, you pronounce fatah as a sukoon, khasirin. Okay? And also usually this ya is stretched in the tajweed. So it is khasirin. Just like when you hear dallin. So khasirin. Okay? But you cannot pronounce khasirina unless you are continuing to the next ayat. Okay? Otherwise you pronounce khasirin. Okay?
So this word it says umamin. If its other form could be umam or umama also, right? You see in
Umaman, no, the word is umamun. It became umamin.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm referring to another, I believe in Surah Al-Isra, وَقَطَّعْنَاهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ أُمَمًا.
Oh, but that is word is umaman. You stopping there, so pronouncing umama. Two fathas should be pronounced as one alif.
But the meaning is the same, nations, communities.
Yeah,
groups.
communities. But again, whatever some other words are changing, two fathas to dhamma to kasras, that's the effect of the other words.
Umaman is maf'ul of umaman.
If it is coming as a maf'ul, because you have to see what is activity on those words. Okay. So there are few more ayats of surah. This is Surah Al-Ahqaf. This one ayat, because it has the mention of jinn. So because we are studying the jinns, there are few more ayats after that from Surah Al-Ahqaf that we inshallah will cover. Very powerful ayat. And those ayat is that these jinns went back to their jinn communities. And they told them that a book has come down now and you should believe in that. So they became not only the accepting the faith of Allah or the Quran, but they became the conveyors of those now. Okay, because the truth has become manifest to them. Okay. So inshallah we'll stop here.